This woman spied for a Russian agent. Now she's serving 15 years in Ukrainian penal colony. Kiev. Soon after midday on July 19, 2024, she, the 19-year-old daughter of the priest, arrived at his church in Pokrovsk, eastern Ukraine. Although she was devout, she wasn't there to pray. Familiar with the building thanks to her father's role there, the young woman went up to the second floor and entered one of the rooms. There, in the window shielded by blind, she set up a cell phone as the live streaming camera, pointing it toward a road used by Ukrainian troops and vehicles traveling to and from the front lines further east. The feed was sent directly to Russian intelligence. This was far from the only task Karakovenko carried out for Russia's main intelligence agency, the Federal Security Service, Ukrainian prosecutors said. Throughout that year, she messaged with the FSB agent, passing on information about the locations of Ukrainian military personnel and the equipment in Pokrovsk, the strategic hub. I just wanted to talk to this person more, and just because I wanted to talk to him, I agreed to help him. Kavenko told CNN in the rare pawn interview from prison, where she is serving a sentence of 15 years for treason. She declined to tell CNN whether she had romantic feelings for the agent, but Pablo Urobetsky, head of the Donetsk Regional Prosecutor's Office, said that in addition to her active pro Russian stance, the young woman had developed more than a friendly relationship with that person. Karakovenko is one of thousands of Ukrainians believed to have been recruited by the FSB and other Russian intelligence agencies to spy on their own country. According to the Security Service of Ukraine, investigators have opened more than 3,800 treason investigations since Russia launched its full-scale invasion in February 2022, with more than 1,200 individuals already found guilty and sentenced. On average, those convicted face 12 to 13 years behind the bars, though some are sentenced to life. CN has reached out to the FSB for comment. Andrei Yakovlev, a defense counsel and expert on international humanitarian and criminal law at the Media Initiative for Human Rights, a Ukrainian NGO, told CNN that Ukraine assures the conditions in place for a fair trial and that, in general, the country's court respect due process. He added that prosecutors tend only to go to court if they have sufficient evidence and will not call white black to get a conviction. Passing information to Russian intelligence is the most common trade during wartime. Ivan Kishilevich, head of the Department of the Office of the Prosecutor General, told CNN. The range of tasks carried out on behalf of the FSB is very wide, according to SBU, and geography, in terms of proximity to the fighting, does not matter. In frontalized areas, we more often detain agents who collect and pass information about the movement or positions of the Ukrainian army, the SBU statement said. In western and central Ukraine, Russian agents more often gather and leak information about military facilities, critical infrastructure, and attempt sabotage near thermal power plant, police buildings, and railway lines. Defense Ministry advisor Serhiy Besky Levitinov warned this week that Russian agents were seeking to recruit Ukrainians to register Starlink satellite internet terminals that the Russian military could then use after unapproved Russian systems were blocked. The Russians are offering $300 to Ukrainians willing to do so, he said. Why some Ukrainians agree to spy? The profile of Ukrainians recruited by Russia is a broad one. While some are ideologically motivated, this group is shrinking, intelligence officers say. For the majority, money is the primary motivation. According to SBU, Russian intelligence operatives primarily it recruits people who are desperate for money, such as the unemployed or individuals with various addictions to drugs, alcohol, or gambling. It's important to understand that we are not talking about thousands of dollars, said. For most, it is few hundreds dollars or other material benefits. It is easy money for traitors. They simply receive money on their card, not thinking where or whom it comes from. Andrei, SBU counterintelligence officer, told CNN that Telegram channels are currently one of the most common recruitment tools. CNN is not using his last name due to the nature of his work. Russians post ad offering quick, easy money. They then gradually assign tasks. Initially, they are very primitive. Buy coffee, take a photo of the receipt in a cafe. For this, the funds are transferred to a bank card and the recruitment process begins gradually, he explained. Later, more sensitive tasks appear: installing cameras along railway tracks, photographing military facilities, and so on. If at a certain point the person refused to cooperate, recruiters resort to blackmail, Andre said, threatening to hand over the correspondence to the SBU. At that point, people have no way back, he explained. Garakavenko says her contact began as the casual acquaintance via telegram. At first, it was just a normal introduction, a casual conversation. Then he presented himself as the agent of the Russian Federation and suggested cooperation, she said, speaking from a penal colony for women convicted of crimes against national security and treason. Garkavenko said she considered quitting at one point. I had doubt. I wanted to stop at a certain moment, and I told this person that several times. But I was told that everything would be fine, that they would protect me, and nothing bad would happen. I believed him. Although she was paid by the FSB for her actions, it was not her main motivation, she told CNN. Well done, I love you. The SBU report almost weekly on new detentions of suspected local collaborators, ranging from ordinary citizens to military personnel. The alleged treason, it says, it uncovers involves a wide range of individuals. Among those already convicted are the 50-year-old factory mechanic in Kramatorsk, recruited by the FSB, who sent coordinates of Ukrainian military personnel and heavy weapons. A 40-year-old former factory employee in Kramatorsk who guided Russian bombs to the region. A 21-year-old Kiev resident who helped coordinate Russian missile attacks on the capital, and a 49-year-old resident of the Cherevich region who worked for the delivery service. Acting under the cover of his courier work, the agent rode around the area recording military and critical infrastructure facilities, the SBU said. Uh, him of the Donetsk Regional Prosecutor's Office recalls what he described as the cynical case of Irina Landuga, a woman convicted last year of the passing information about Ukrainian military positions to her son, who fought for the Russian army and receiving financial compensation in return. We heard her. We heard her talking to her son after she gave him the coordinate of the Ukrainian forces. After that, these locations were shelled, and she herself went and checked that they were dead and wounded. She thanked them and rejoiced, saying, "Well done, I love you," he said. According to a court ruling in August 2023, with returning from the store, Landuga, who lived in Kivka in Donetsk region, saw Ukrainian soldiers at the home of her son's grandmother and in the barracks of the military mining rescue unit. She told her son about this, after which the area was shelled, resulting in at least one death. A 59-year-old civilian woman living in the nearby building died under the rubble, the court document said. The godmother was out of town at the time. In audio provided in the prosecutor's office to CNN, Landuga can be heard saying of the attack, "People died there, a woman died. Everything's fine, everything's good. They hit the barracks. Well done, I love you. Good job. For the godmother, I kiss your hands. Very grateful for the barracks, and the rest we've considered collateral damage." In October 2025, she was handed a life sentence, the court noting her independence to the coincidence of her actions. Waiting for a swap, Karkavenko received a 15-year sentence in June after pleading guilty and expressing remorse. He said she made her plea because she want to be exchanged. In her interview with the CNN, Karkavenko said that although she has never been to Russia, she has relatives there and wanted to live with them. She noted that some Ukrainians are promised that if things go wrong, they will be exchanged for Ukrainian citizens held as prisoners of war by Russia. For some of those detained, going to Russia is the only palatable option, he said. But I have serious doubt that they will be better off there. I doubt they will arrive there as heroes. While she awaits a potential exchange, Garkavenko's father, the priest, remains in Ukraine. She said he was shocked when he found out what she did, but did not abandon her. He supported me and said that everything will be okay. He accepted my decision to go for an exchange. Andrei, a SBU counterintelligence officer, said that Russian intelligence service does not really care about those who are recruited remotely. They are just expendable to them. He added that there will always be people trying to steal secrets, and that for intelligence operatives, the search for traitors never stops. Each meticulous work involving a detailed study of the collaborator's life. Sometimes it gets to the point where you realize that you know their life so well that you basically become part of it, he said. Garkavenko said she made a conscious choice to help Russia and now regrets what she did. "I hurt my loved ones and to some extent ruined my own life."